Well, what's up, Warriors? Great to see you today. I want to talk to you about a game plan that we're about to launch. And I'm wondering, do you believe that 90 days can change your life? Now, can 90 days change your life? Put a 90 in the comments below. 90 in the comments below. It's a principle I've learned in life that most of the time, even when it comes to your health, for example, you're not going to make many changes in your health in like a day, a week. Thank God for our amazing body balancing drops. They, of course, can help a lot. But if you do something for even a month, that's okay. But even Dr. Crystal Vance talks about how 90 days is something that you need to make a dramatic health change. The same goes with anything in your life. The same goes with your money, for example. And today I want to talk about your money. I want to talk about we can increase your money. I want to talk about we can get you an extra 10,000 a month by Thanksgiving with a simple blueprint, with a simple game plan, but also how to just be able to completely transform all aspects. So I think about the holiday time, and I don't know about you, but I've had various different types of holidays. Some have been amazing and festive and lots to celebrate. I remember the other holidays when things were scarce. I remember the other holidays when I was scared to think about presents because you had to choose who do you buy presents for. Maybe you wanted to buy a certain gift for somebody, but you had to look at your budget and you had to say, maybe next year. Has anyone here, if we're to be honest with each other, has anyone here ever had one of those scarce holidays before? Put a me in the comments below if that's happened for you. And I remember those times. And I remember there was a time, I shared this from stage of PXP, but we were living with my mother-in-law. We had just lost everything. We moved out of our dream home because we couldn't afford it anymore into a converted office turned bedroom with my mother-in-law. And I remember that holiday was, while you can always have joy, joy has nothing to do with your circumstances, right? It's a choice. But at the same time, I remember thinking, we can do more than this. I remember thinking, I want to give my family more than this. They deserve it. And with a couple of simple decisions, I remember getting out of that holidays into a 90-day run that completely transformed my business and transformed my life. I found my key leaders that first 90 days. We launched our business again. And following some simple mind states and some simple strategies, the following holidays was completely different. The following holidays, we have to worry about the credit card bills. The following holidays, it was a lot of a different time. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for our team. Yeah, the swimming suit store. Now I can buy Becky multiple swimming suits if she really wants it. But how does it change? It takes a concerted effort to be able to get out of your current circumstances, right? If you want to break through, if you think about shooting a rocket into the stratosphere, you can't just kind of halfway do it. You got to go full throttle all in with the right principles, the right strategies to be able to move forward on that. So how are we going to do it? What's up, Kelly? I was grateful to meet you in person. A lot of fun. Well, after PXP, I've been talking, I've been thinking, I've been reflecting, and all week I've just been in meeting after meeting with leaders. On Monday, I had a meeting with all the chair people above. I'm talking about Greg Tidro, Greg Lanika Scott, Brent Palmer, Todd Rowland, talking about Katie Holt Larson, John Darren, like everybody, like it was everybody at the table, learning, reflecting, planning. All throughout the week, I was chatting with many of our officers and above. I was chatting with the Harpers. I was chatting with James and Angel. I was chatting with Cindy and Lindsay. Last night I chatted with Tammy and Pia and Angie and Pam Middleton. I was chatting with Liz and Tiff. I was chatting with many of you to get reflection, to get feedback, to think, how do we knock it out of the stratosphere? We left out of PXP with big visions and big goals towards the next PXP. And I got challenged. And how about you? Who here expanded your vision this last weekend? Put a me in the comments. And you know what I'm starting to think about? I'm starting to think about Darren Zobrist's picture of PXP in Vegas in the Sphere. If you've ever been there, it's great. I had a chance to go there not long ago. And you know what I was envisioning? I was envisioning our organization rolling in 10,000 people deep. Question: how big of a percentage are you going to be in that 10,000? Right? I was envisioning the 3D dome. I was thinking about what this is all going to be like. And as we're starting to think about that, I think, all right, if we're going to get there, what do we need to do right now? How do we start to navigate forward? How do we make sure that we're on the right trajectory? And what it comes down to is finding simple principles and things that can scale. And what we've had now, the benefit of being a year and a half into PartnerCo, is we have data now. We have support. We have proof of concepts. And it's not theories anymore. It works. And a couple of things that we've realized is this. Number one is we realized that there is power to simple systems that can duplicate, and specifically simple systems that can get people on a legitimate track to making an extra $10,000 a month. There's something about that 10,000 number. There's something about a six-figure income. It's kind of like the holy grail in your business. It's like a major mark, right? Like an extra 500 a month is great, I'm sure. An extra 1,000 a week is great. But would you guys agree there's something different? There's a ring to saying 10,000 a month, right? Put a 10 in the comments if that's something you would love to have, an extra 10,000 a month, right? So how do we do that? So we've been reflecting with all of our leaders, and we're looking at our pathways and our strategies and our systems. And what it comes down to is this: success is 80% mindset, 20% skill. 80% mindset, 20% skill. Let me give you the skill first. Let me give you the strategy first on how to add an extra $10,000 a month by Thanksgiving. That's 2 months from now, guys. We've seen it happen. I see Dr. Lorette Willis in the chat. In 2 months, she got to senior officer, which is a 10,000 a month level. Okay. I see Liz and Tiff in the chat. They, in 6 weeks, got to senior officer in 6 weeks. I've seen other teammates do this as well too. So it's absolutely possible if you have the right strategy first. What's the right strategy? We've broken it down really simple. What do you do every single day? I'll submit this to you. I was masterminding with Cindy and Lindsay, and they're looking at how do we tune things. 8 months ago, they launched a blueprint we call the 6 and 6 blueprint, right? 6 figures in 6 months. And we realized with just a couple little tweaks, it can actually not just be in 6 months, it can be in 2 months. Okay. How do you do that? Number one, a weekly target. A weekly target. Did you know that if every single week, if you focused on just yourself, helping sponsor 2 new customers on our amazing products on the drops, and enrolling 1 new activated brand partner, 3 a week, 2 customers, 1 partner. Who here feels that if you obsessed about that, that is something possible, right? Put me in the comments if you believe that is possible. 3 a week, if that's all you focus on, that's 1 new person every other day. And you can take Sunday off. You can take a Sabbath day, right? Like 1 every other day. I mean, that's what we do in our business, right? We share amazing products. We share amazing business. That's all we do. 2 customers and 1 partner a week. If you do that over 4 weeks, that's 12 enrollments. We talk about 10 and 2, right? So we're just breaking 10 and 2 into 4 weeks, but we want to keep a pace. So if every week you do 2 customers and 1 partner, and then Every week from then, you keep on doing the same. So every week, make that a personal commitment. Leaders lead from the front, right? Who here this week has gotten at least a customer or partner already? Put I did in the comments below. I did. I got customers. I'm about to enroll another partner. I'm doing my 3. Right? I'm doing my 3 at the very least. So do that. Then every single partner, help them to do the same. I see in the chats, Kelly did. Awesome. Monica did. Adela did it. Erica did. Cindy did. And Tara did. And Dr. Lorette did. Eva did. And Sherry did. Wow. Shelly did. Congratulations on doing the most important thing. James did. Congrats. So every week, 2 customers, 1 partner. And then every week, every partner that you get on board, because the key in our business is scale and duplication. You know what you're looking for? You're looking for people that are willing, coachable, and hungry to apply the systems that we have to do the same. Get them on 3 a week. So if every week you did 3 a week, and if every week you helped your brand partners also do the same, get 3 a week, and you keep on duplicating that. I did the math. I'm Asian. I literally wrote it out. I have it here. Let me see. Is it in here? Where did I put it? Oh, here we go. I did the math. Literally on here. Okay. By the 7th week, you'll be at the officer level that's over $1,000 a week. And by the 8th week of doing this, you'll be at senior officer that's over $10,000 a month in 8 weeks' time by Thanksgiving. All you did was 3 a week, and then you helped your people do the same. Guys, 8 weeks from now, can you imagine what it would be like with an extra 10,000 a month? I can make fun of Asians because I'm Asian. But you can make fun of Asians too, by the way. I take no offense. So like, is that simple enough? Like seriously, like this is not just theory, numbers on a whiteboard. This has been proven and tested and people have done it. And hey, if you aim for this and you fall short, hey, if it takes you 6 months to make 6 figures, if it takes you a year to make an extra 10,000 a month, even if it takes you an extra 5 years to make an extra 10,000 a month, I mean, I don't know many jobs that give you a $10,000 a month retirement, by the way, that you spend 40 years of your life doing, right? So 3 a week, that's what it comes down to. That's a simple strategy. If you got that, put a 3 in the comments below. That's the personal commitment. That's a personal commitment right there. Number 1, strategy. Then the question comes down to, how do I do it? How do I do it? How do I get these 3 a week? There's many different ways to do it, but I'd submit to you that after studying what all the top power rankers in North America are doing, I'm talking about Brent Palmer, I'm talking about Todd Rowland, I'm talking about Susan Frank, who just hit #1 power ranker in the world, which is so awesome. I'm talking about all the amazing leaders within our team. One thing that we've all agreed upon is this: the one biggest driving factor that can scale and duplicate the system is very simple. It is every day, are you making 2 posts on your social media, 2 posts on your Facebook feed a day? Marketing and visibility. Marketing and visibility. You can do stories. You can do Instagram. You can do TikTok. You can do lives. You can do all of the above. But if we went to the very, very bare bones of anything, it's 2 posts a day. Now, these posts, we're making a little bit of a tune-up on them. If you're familiar with these posts in our launch week right now, and what Brent Palmer and Todd Rowland are doing, which is awesome, is they're doing 2 posts a day of drops, testimonials, which works, right? And they're saying post 9 and 3 every day, which is good. Like it works. It absolutely works. However, after reflection and tuning, because our goal is to continue to build not just for the now, but to build, we want to build you a long-term personal brand. You know what I don't want for you? I don't want for you to become a drops sales billboard on your Facebook feed. Have you guys ever seen a Facebook like that before with any product? Where you go on it, you're like, somehow my friend Bob, my friend Sally turned into a set of products on their profile picture. Like you forget who they are. Remember, people buy from people they like, know, and trust. What's up, Angel? We were chatting with Angel about this idea yesterday, and she's in agreement, right? People buy from people they like, know, and trust. However, at the same time, the great and late Jessie Lee Ward passed just over a year ago, one of the queens of network marketing. She also said this. She said, you can't be such a ninja where people don't know what you do. So you do have to promote your product. You have to promote your business, right? Promotion is nothing bad. You have to, every business needs to promote. So there's this balance of how do you build your personal brand of who you are, what you love, what you're about, but at the same time, showcasing how you help people, showcasing your product. Now, we can also do business posts, and all of that as well too. But the forefront, the doorway entry has been a drops post, whether it's just a customer or a top money earner. Remember, I enrolled Lindsay Yoakum because she saw not one of my business posts. She saw a drops post that I did because she was looking for hormone balancing. And then she became a partner. So the common factor is we have a product that solves big problems. So 2 posts a day, what does this look like? Here's the bare bones basics. You can do more on top, right? But what we're highly, highly recommending, you're going to see me do it. You're going to see all the leaders doing it. I was chatting with Liz and Tiff, or social selling gurus, as you know, and I was asking them for this feedback. I'm like, is it too much? Like, what do you think? And they said, let's go for this, right? Angel Whitmeyer's in the chat. She is an incredible social seller, and she is in agreement with the same thing as well. So here it is. Very simple. 2 posts a day. In the morning, at some time that you can do, make a personal post. Make a personal post. Talk about your family, talk about your kids, talk about your dog. Today, I made a personal post. I did a little picture. Maybe you saw it. It was me as a baby and then Jaden as a baby. And I said, do we look alike? You know, this is something about me, right? Something about you. People want to get to know you as a human being. I was chatting with Liz and Tiff today, and they said, you know what's a really good post? Engagement posts. I love those. You know what engagement post is? Do a color block and ask a question. Hey, are you Apple or Android? That's going to cause a war. You know, like you can ask a question. These are great personal posts, for example. Maybe you're big on your faith. You want to share a scripture, something funny, whatever it is. You share a personal post in the morning, and those typically get you a lot of engagement. The purpose of that is to capture eyeballs onto your page so that you can start engaging with people. Remember, all business is conversations. All business is conversations. Okay. Yeah, and I agree, Lily. I think posting twice a day about the drops, it could be a little bit too much for some, which is why bare bones is what we're recommending. I do agree. The more posts, the better. Sometimes the loudest wheel gets the oil, right? So sometimes it works. But what I do like is a balance. I do want you to become a personal brand, but also for people to be aware, hey, if I'm to buy the drops, think this. If people were to think about the problem that we solve, if people were to think, I need to balance my hormones, I need to lose some weight, for example, would they immediately think about you? Would they be like, Liz is selling those body balancing drops. Cindy is selling those body balancing drops. Tara is selling those body balancing drops. I need to ask them a question, right? So we do need enough exposure so they know that you're the go-to person. So in the AM, do a personal one. Okay. In the PM, in the afternoon or evening, whatever time that you can do a drops post, minimum. A daily drops post on your feed. It might feel it's going to be challenging for some. I'll tell it's challenging for me because I feel, man, I want to be balanced and stuff like that. But we took notes on what's working and what's scalable and duplicatable. And you know what we found? Those that consistently post about the drops every day, they're selling more and more and more. Okay. However, and take that from the boards, not only just posting to answer the question that Tara asked, do we have to do the engagement sandwich for the personal post? You don't have to do the engagement sandwich with the personal post because the personal post typically gets more engagement anyway. You've probably already noticed this. When you post something about your drops or the business, you're going to get less engagement for many different reasons. So what you do want to do with your daily drops post is do the engagement sandwich behind it. Before you post it, engage on 10 of your friends' feeds. You know, good people to engage with those that have been engaging on your personal posts because they're already in your lane. You want to start intentionally connecting with others. I was chatting with Dr. Pia Washington yesterday, who just did 10 and 2 for the 14th time, guys. That means she's enrolled at least 140 customers, and she's enrolled at least 28 partners and more in just within this year. She's going crazy. Okay. She said she's noticed a very, very big uptick in her sales and engagement when you do the engagement sandwich. So with your drops post, engage with people before you post it, then you post it, and then engage with people after it, 10 different people afterwards. Okay. So if you can do that engagement sandwich around the drops, you're going to start to notice more and more different people looking at your page. People come in because your personal post, they like you. They see your drops post, which we have in our captions. They're not super spammy. They're like stories, or we're sharing the story. And then you do the engagement sandwich. You put all these together. You can add more on it. Some of you are really good with social media. Do more stuff, right, on top. But this is the baseline that the average person that doesn't have social selling experience can easily think about and do. Remember, systems. Eric Warrior, one of the greatest trainers in network marketing, says this: a system is something that everyone knows, they do, and it works. Everyone knows, does, and it works. So what's the system? The system of 2 posts a day on your feed, 1 personal, 1 drops with engagement sandwich. And that drives everything else. That moves all the levers, right? Then you're going to leverage into the machine. You're going to use all of our stuff. You can add on more. You can share it to your story. I like selling through stories, by the way. You can do reels. I love reels. I do a daily reel. You can do all the other things, but the bottom of the bottom of the bottom that's duplicatable for the masses, that's what we are suggesting. 2 posts a day. If that makes sense, put a 2 in the comments below. And my challenge is for the next month. I know for someone's going, oh my gosh, there's a lot. Try for a month. Try for a month. Look at the stats. Let's see how that works right there. Okay. All right. That's the system. We have the strategy. Then we have the system. Let me give you the final piece, though. The biggest piece of them all. Remember, success is 80% mindset, 20% skill set, 20% strategy. Yes, 3 a week, of course. Yes, 2 posts a day, of course. Here's the biggest thing that we've been missing that I can't wait to finally share. Because success is attracted by the person that you become. Let's be real. Okay, we've been seeing people do the system for a while now, all across North America. What makes a difference of the person that is diligently posting twice a day, doing the do, getting tons of sales, versus the one that is diligently doing the do and is not getting the sales? The only difference is who they are becoming. You see, we cannot get what we do not have. You must become more if you want more. Even in scripture itself, God wants it where he cares more about you and who you become than just your blessing itself. Life is a journey about becoming the best version of yourself. So we have to level up in our leadership. We have to level up in our mindset. We have to level up in our vision. We have to level up in our attitude or in our mentality. My mentor said this early on, and it stayed with me. My mentor said, "Why would someone want to work with you if they don't even want to be like you?" I'm like, dang. Oh, I hurt because I didn't start as someone people would want to be like. You wouldn't want to be around 19-year-old James saying I was boring, I was dull, I was selfish, I was not someone you'd want to hang with. I could have the same product as today, same systems of today, but you would probably not sign up with James Inc. back then. But I learned about growing myself. I learned about personal development. Here's the biggest issue that I've seen: the pros and cons of being a building from your phone. The pro is it's simple and flexible. The con is unless there's a systematic growth strategy, personal growth strategy, most of us, unless we're self-motivated already and you're already reading the books, listening to the podcast. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir because you're listening to this right now. Personal growth for most people that are building online is not a systematic, scalable process. That's what I loved about old school belly to belly. If you've been around the network marketing, what made Amway huge to do still do tens, almost $10 billion a year, $7 billion a year of sales? What built network marketing in its core? It's a comp plan wrapped around personal development. Listen to the Jim Rohns, the John Maxwells, wherever that it is. But we do not have a systematic approach to develop that. And as we've been reflecting with the leaders, and we've been thinking, what is an organization that fits half of the sphere that's 10,000 people? What does that look like? It looks like a tribe of champions, of people that were overcomers, of people that are just reflections of what the types of leaders that the world needs. Our purpose is we want to help grow you. We want to help you to develop you. And how do we do that? We're masterminding. And James Leonard and Angel Whitmire were having lunch with the Harpers. And I'd submitted this idea to them. What do we need to become this global empire of an amazing tribe of champions? And they said, for 10 years, the Harpers, if you don't know their background, they built a business that had 26,000 people around the world, seven-figure earners. And they said that in their team, they have one of the highest retentions of all time. Who here wants more retention in your business, by the way? Put me in the comments. You want people to stay around long enough to develop the skills. The issue right now that happens in most of our businesses is unless someone is pretty strong mentally and they're willing to endure the challenges and they have a certain level of personal development already and attitude, it's a little bit easy to just quit because we're all online. It's easy to not do the easy things. It's great if you're self-motivated. It's hard if you're still working on things. So the Harpers for 10 years did a call called the Breakfast of Champions. Some of you were involved in those. And it was a daily personal development call that they ran like clockwork. And imagine we talk about leadership and mindset and attitude and belief and hope and all these different things from the top of the top. Imagine all the officers and above doing amazing things in their business, sharing wisdom with you. I was chatting with, for example, Angel Whitmire and James Leonard and Cindy and Lindsay and the Harpers and Liz and Tiff and Dr. Lorette Willis and so many other people. Imagine every day you can dial in and you can get your breakfast of champions where you walk out feeling like a champion. You walk out with just the mindset, but also the skill set. The mindset and the skill set, where we not only just learn the mindset, but you're also going to get some very specific business tips for the day. Things to help you do 3 a week, things to help you continue to do your 2 posts a day, other specific income producing activities in 30 minutes. Dial in, plug in. Literally, you're going to be growing as you just get onto these calls. So we're going to be introducing this very important element that's been missing. Hey, if this organization could already do $1.7 million in a month without this, imagine as we put in the supercharger, what it's going to become. It's going to be crazy. So next Monday, you're going to start to hear about this. We're going to do a pre-launch call, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for the announcements. You're going to see champions arise. You're going to see amazing collaboration of the best of the best. Here's one last tip on how to get to 10,000 a month by Thanksgiving. You have the strategy, you have the skills, you have the mindset. Here's what I realized. Because I didn't have the belief. I didn't have the conviction. I didn't have the commitment level. But I learned how to borrow other people's belief. And I learned that you become like the the 5 people you hang around the most. So I started to change who I was listening to. And I started to immerse myself into the right communities and the right people. I started to glean from my mentors, and I want to get in the room. We want to provide an opportunity for you to be in the room every single day. So it transforms yourself inside and out. You give it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. By the holidays, you're not even going to be able to recognize yourself. You're going to look in the mirror and be like, I'm proud of me. I know I can do this. I know I'm a champion. I got this. No worries. You can look your family in the eye and be like, no worries. It's going to be the best holidays ever. But it takes an intentional growth effort. And that's what I want to provide for each and every single one of you. Champions are about to rise. So, last invitation. This Saturday, our biggest training of the week is our academy, right? 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to give more details on this Breakfast of Champions and the initiatives that we have. We're going to do, for the first time ever, a cross-collaborative training we're calling the Champions Academy. How does that sound? Put champion in the comments if that sounds exciting. The Champions Academy. Because we have many different teams now in our amazing organization, many tribes. We are stronger and we're better together. So this Saturday, we're going to kick it off. It could be huge and be fun. Specifically, we're going to talk about how to win incentive trips. Dominican Republic, even Bali. I know some of you might have seen it, but like, oh, I was excited. And then you got deflated. Don't worry. We got the strategies. We broke down the numbers, like right in the strat. Like, it's going to be much simpler. I promise you, every single one of you here, if you wanted to, can make it to Dominican Republic. Every single one of us. All right. If you're down in one of the trips, put trip in the comments below. Like, you can. Absolutely. We got the blueprint, the system, we got everything. And we're going to give you the personal development to be able to do that. But stay tuned for this Champions Academy, because we're going to give some of those details on how it works and unconfuse you and your team. It's going to be the best of your interest to invite your people, to invite your teammates and everything. All right. So other than that, I hope this was exciting. Let's add an extra 10,000 a month plus to you and your family by Thanksgiving. And after this, I'm actually going to be going live in our Wellness 360 group. I'm going to be doing a prospect facing call talking about how to make $10,000 a month by Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a prospect friendly one. I'll go live right into that group. So you can tag your people into that, use that as a tool and everything. But we're going to be crushing it into the holidays. All right, everyone. On that, we'll talk soon.